try here. We're going to be stretching out our back and shoulders. So go ahead and bend both knees, bringing your feet down to the mat. We're going to lift both feet off of the mat, wrapping our arms around our knees, hugging it to our chest, and lifting our head and shoulders off the mat, bringing our chest toward our thighs and chin toward our knees. Then we're going to lower our head back down to the mat and kind of just work out any knots you may be feeling in your spine by rolling back and forth. Stay here if it feels good, or use your index fingers to wrap around your big toes for happy baby. Stay here if it feels good, or stretch out your legs. Stretching out your legs and grabbing near your calves will kind of work out a higher point in your spine. From here, we're going to hold on to our ankles and bring our feet back down to the mat. First, we're going to lift our hips up off of the mat as high as we can, and then we're going to squeeze our shoulder blades, really stretching out that top part of our spine. You may feel it in our hips. Let's not forget to breathe. We're still expanding our abdomen on our inhale and contracting our abdomen on our exhale. On your next breath, go ahead and lower your hips back down to the mat. Release your shoulder blades and release your ankles. We're going to try that one more time, grabbing your ankles and lifting your hips up as high as you can. And then go ahead with your next breath, squeezing those shoulder blades together, remembering to breathe. We are not holding our breath at any time during this flow. Lifting our hips as high as we can. We're going to lower our hips with our next exhale, release our shoulder blades, still holding on to our ankles. Let's try this one more time. On your next inhale, go ahead and lift your hips up off the mat. On your next exhale, squeezing those shoulder blades together, really stretching out that neck. Lifting our hips as high as we can. On your next exhale, we're going to go ahead and lower our hips back down to the mat if it feels good. Releasing those ankles, releasing your legs, coming back into that corpse position. You can either have your palms facing up as a sign of receiving, or your palms facing down as a sign of grounding. We're touching base with ourselves in this moment, becoming aware of our breath without trying to dictate it at any time, just becoming aware of ourselves breathing. Of course, we're aware of any noise that is going on outside of us, but let's become silent enough within so that we can become aware of our heartbeat. Then we're going to bring our feet together, flexing our feet toward us, lifting our hands about 3 inches above our legs, lifting our head and shoulders off the mat. And with your next inhale, we are going to use that breath to propel us up into a sitting position. Relaxing your hands back down to your legs and then coming into a comfortable cross-legged sitting position. What's important here is that we're holding our spine like a column rather than an arch. So you may have to grab your front leg to kind of pull yourself up to make sure you're in a perfectly erect position. But go ahead and get comfortable in that cross-legged position, however that looks for you. And we're going to bring our focus back on our breath. There's always going to be outside noise and distractions, but let your breath be your North Star. Becoming silent enough within so that we're aware of our heartbeat. Bring our hands into prayer position, bringing it close enough to our chest so that our thumbs are slightly touching our chest. You may really be feeling your heartbeat now. Go ahead and breathe into that heart center. With your exhale, go ahead and separate those fingers, creating some space between your fingers as you breathe in and out of your heart space. Keeping your pinky and thumb together. On your next exhale, go ahead and separate those center 6 fingers. Your ring finger, your middle finger, and your pointing finger. As if with your exhale, you are allowing a lotus to bloom from your heart area. Let's try that one more time. With your inhale, bringing your hands back together in prayer position. Becoming aware of your heart center. And with your next breath, go ahead and separate those fingers, creating some space between the fingers. And then with your next exhale, keeping your pinky and thumb together, go ahead and allow your breath, allow that energy coming from your heart to allow that lotus flower to bloom, creating an atmosphere of love around you, sending love into the atmosphere. With your next inhale, go ahead and close that lotus flower once again, bringing your hands into prayer position, staying silent enough on the inside so that you are aware of your heartbeat, and becoming aware of how silent you have to be aware of your heartbeat. Go ahead and bow to that feeling, that beating, that peace, your natural rhythm. This is who you are. Peace and blessings as you leave the mat, but stay rooted in love.